Hello guys, welcome back to Three Race One Saber, the podcast where we brings Malaysians together, Malay, Chinese and Indians. So all sharing one saber, one story and one conversation. I'm your host today, Yong Sing, and joining me is my co-host.
Hi everyone, I'm Mandy, and in this episode, we're diving into a topic many Malaysians experience but rarely talk about, that's culture shock, especially related to religion and daily interactions in our diverse society.
So today is truly our honor and pleasure to have a special guest with us, Dr. Sabrina, a lecturer from SMTC at UUM. So thank you, Dr. Sabrina, for joining us. To begin, could you please introduce yourself and share a bit about your academic and cultural background, please?
Okay, first of all, thank you everyone for inviting me to your podcast today. As you introduced me, my name is Sabrina, and most of my students call me Dr. Sab. And a bit of my academic background. Basically, my degree, I start with my degree lah. My school in Penang, I went to normal school in Penang, and then I did my degree in Multimedia University in Cyberjaya. And after completed that, and then I worked for about 2 years, and then I continue with my master, which is corporate communication, master in corporate communication at University Putra Malaysia, UPM. And then again, I took a bit of I focus on work, and after a few years, I feel like I still want to study. I want a PhD. So I quit my job and I applied for scholarship. And after a while, I got into UUM with scholarship. Then I furthered my study in marketing, PhD in marketing in Lincoln University, New Zealand. So then I completed. Now I'm back here to serve the university and to serve the country. As for my cultural background, I come from I think I come from a family that all I can say that we are not racist. I think because my grandfather is Indian and my grandma is Malay, and from both sides we have a lot of mix here and mix there. So we grew up never not to have all this race issue. Okay, so and I have friends from all races since my university days. So even my housemate is a Chinese, my classmate Indian. So it's not. That's how I have been brought up with. So in terms of culture, we do everything, we eat everything, and we celebrate all the festival in Malaysia.
Very multicultural.
Yeah. I think that's how multicultural, maybe not, but we fit in, I think, into the multicultural country, because this is the beauty of Malaysia that other countries don't have.
Make Malaysia become unique.
Yeah. So you need to like get into it, right? Get to know other cultures as well.
So this is Malaysia.
Yeah, this is Malaysia.
So for the next question, Dr. Sabrina, everyone defines culture shock differently. So in your view, what does culture shock really means, and especially its involved in religion?
Culture shock, I think for me, is when you don't know you go into a place or a country or even a race or a religion, and you didn't know anything about that context, right? And when you don't know that, so it's let's take an example, like people from outside who come to Malaysia, right? And for especially, I'm going to bring this to Muslim people, right? As we know, maybe not many know that a Muslim should not shake hands with another gender, right? But some people do. It depends on. But basically, we should wear gloves and all. But then when people come, and when it's from a different gender and they hold up their hand to you, so you need to also study the situation, right? You know you can't do that. But some people, they choose to, like, out of respect, they do shake hands. Some people will do this,
Oh,
right? So that is also, that's not really a culture shock, but that is also something that you need to learn before you go into a new to a new place, right? Or maybe a culture shock is also when you how do I say, when you go to especially Chinese New Year. I think it's easy with Chinese New Year, the things that you shouldn't do, or maybe some colors you shouldn't wear
yeah.
when you go to a funeral, or even during Chinese New Year festival, right? There are things that you shouldn't do, you shouldn't say, right? So these are the things that at least you need to know the basic. And even if you don't know, if then only somebody corrected you, then you need to apologize to it. Okay, that's one thing. And maybe if out of context, culture shock can also be like when you, let's say you are Malaysian studying overseas for so long.
Different environment.
Yeah, different environment. Even for me, when I studied overseas, I stayed there for 4 years plus. I didn't come back at all. So when I come back, even though as a Malaysian, I find few things, suddenly everything is different to me. So it's like a reverse. That's what we call a reverse culture shock. Because you should be able to come back to your country and feel better, okay with it. But some people, they come back and say, so they still struggle with the language, with the traffic jam, maybe, with how to address people, and so that is what we call reverse culture shock. So basically, culture shock is when, like also when you, okay, I can bring you one example of this one girl. She has been in a community where most of her community is only one race. Okay, only one race. So she didn't get the chance to mix with other races, right? So when she came to UUM, and then she got to see that, oh, suddenly in a class we have Malay, Chinese, Indian, even people from China, even people from Middle East, from Africa, and then she was like, wow, there's so much to learn. There's so many things to get to know, and the language, the accent and everything. So that is also a way of, maybe it's a culture shock for her to see, like, suddenly, oh, there are still many other things out there that she never. But it's also good for her. She told me, now she knows that, oh, there are so many things outside. So it makes her want to go out more now, to get to know people from other countries as well.
Get to know the new world.
Yes. There's so many things. Like even if you go to Japan, right? My daughter and my son is in Japan, working and studying there. So the culture there is all about respecting the elders, right? Speak nicely. You need to bow. Yeah. And also, if I take this out of context a bit, the culture is always about taking care of the environment, recycling. They really emphasize recycling. So everything that you drink, a bottle, box, so you need to like put it nicely and recycle it, and you will be they will be like they will take action on you if you don't do that. Not following the rules.
In Malaysia, we didn't have the rules like this.
We don't have that. Our culture practice is a bit different than that, but we are getting there. But that is also a culture, right? Anything that is good,
we can learn from there.
Yeah, you can learn. So if we can adopt whatever they have been doing in Japan. So when my daughter, whenever she come back, she will do that also at home. She will lay out all the boxes and I will be like, okay.
The next question will be, was there a time you misunderstood another culture's religious practice but later realized what it truly means?
As I mentioned just now, when I got married, because I always thought that my husband's family, they are, because he's the only Muslim in the family. The others are still they are not Muslim yet. So when I go, that's why I was like, I don't know how to, because before this I do visit my friends celebrating Chinese, but when you go to a friend's house, it's different. because your friends know you well and everything. But when it comes to family, it's different. I'm with my husband, my kids, and also so it's different. And I don't know how to. At that time, I don't really know how am I as a sister-in-law right, should act, right? And I was asking my husband what to bring. And my husband like, anything.
Yeah, it's
You can
okay.
bring anything. I said, orange, okay, apple, okay. Okay. So I bring that. And then when I said, oh, no, they were like, and then they are the one who serve us fruits and it turns out to be all good. And they are also, some of them, not all are vegetarian. Some of them vegetarian, so they serve. So whatever that I feel like, that's why I said, you feel difficult when you don't learn, right? So whatever I feel like, oh, I need to do this, I need to do that, what should I wear, right? What color to wear,
Yeah.
right? So in the end, it's not that complicated, right? If you know, like my mom will be like, oh, okay, you can wear this, and things like that, you can stay. And when I go, like, it's just a family celebration, and everyone is so respectful. And there's no issues at all.
Yeah.
You see, so even like even when I go to my Indian friend as well for Deepavali or even to the funeral, so it's still the same, right? All you need to do is ask them, what can I do? What do I say? What to say, even, right? Because some family, they don't take money. Like for Chinese, if you give money, you need to write down your name and the amount. But for Muslim, no, nobody should know how much you give, because it should be from your heart.
Yeah.
So even if 5 ringgit is okay, 50 ringgit is okay, 500 is even. So you just it's not. So it's different. So you need to know this, right? So if a Chinese come to a Muslim funeral, you just put in the money into the box, so nobody will know how much and all. And we shouldn't be writing. But when we go to a Chinese funeral, you should write so that they know how many they have, so that they can do the money, use the money accordingly. So respect that, right? Every culture, every religion, and all, they have reasons for doing so, right? For like because for Muslim, it should be about sincerity, about class. For Chinese, it's about transparency.
Yeah, transparent.
Maybe, right? So you need to honor those value, not to judge those value, right? Which is, for me, both are good in their own way on what you're going to do with the money. Yeah.
I actually have misunderstood some cultural practice before, like the fasting practice during Ramadan. I thought it's just about like not to eat, not to drink. But after I chat with my Muslim friends and learn more, they taught me not just about not drinking, not eating. It's about like spiritual discipline and about self control and strengthening the one's connection with God. So after this chatting section, I thought that I cannot just judge the practice on the face value. So yeah, I have to learn from it. So I think is because it's new for us, right? We are not always fasting out there. So after this, I learned that. So we can more respect others and accept their cultures that difference with us.
I think it's good that you point that out also, right? There's always, not to see things at face value. There's always reason and layers.
They have their own reason to do things. Right?
Why we come for religion, why we put on our headscarf and things like that, right? There's always a reason for everything. Only if we get to know and learn from it.
So the next question. Okay, do Dr. Sabrina think Malaysian food is one of the best way to break the barriers between race? Because Malaysians like to sharing foods, right? Like some lecturers will bring nasi lemak, or some Indian friend, they will share their muruku like that. Yeah, and Malaysians always have the festival like Malaysians Food Festival. Yeah, so is the best way to break down the barriers?
Yeah, I think food, because everybody would eat. Everybody used to eat, right? Whenever you bring food to the class, everybody will be happy already, right? And yes, food like I think nasi lemak is something that is universal. It's cross-cultural punya lah, right?
Malaysian all like to eat.
Yeah, but like nasi lemak, we will have the Chinese version, Malay version, Indian version, vegetarian version, right? And now they are even growing more and more. Like you get nasi lemak with lamb shank and all and things like that. So, I think yes, I agree about getting together through food, but there are also other ways to do it, right? And like festival, as you mentioned. And I think lately what we can see also through fashion. Okay, fashion, if you can see like people are trying to mix baju kurung and cheongsam. And then you will have baju kurung with Punjabi suit with the Indian dress, in the skirts and all. What do we call it? I forgot the name already. The Indian skirt. Sari is that's one more, the big skirt. Okay, the sari also you can see all sorts of. You can see also Muslim lady with a headscarf wearing sari also. So fashion also plays because people likes fashion too, right? And fashion also for me plays a huge role in uniting us together, right? And when you can see, we are not talking. We are yet to get into Sabah and Sarawak. They even have even more culture, right? If you go to Sabah and Sarawak, okay, this one can be a culture shock for me. Okay, I can share about whenever one of my friends is also a Sabahan. So during her wedding, we went there, and then she's a Christian. Okay, she's a Christian. So when we went there, but it was so. I think that is a culture shock for me. Yeah. So when we went there, and because we are all from Semenanjung, right? And it's our that time is our first time to Sabah, and her parents like give us a room for us to stay, and then the food and everything. And I was like, and then my friend said, it's okay, the food you can eat all. I said, oh okay. And then come the auntie come and give us salam, assalamualaikum. And then the auntie said, oh I am Muslim. And then another auntie said, oh I am Buddhist, I am Christian. So they are the whole family, but with different religion. But they all have halal food. They serve us all halal food because they say majority people in the kampung are Muslim. And in that wedding, they have all sorts of celebration. They dance, they sing, they let us eat all their foods, and then only I got to know that, oh, this is so beautiful, right? And there's no racial issues at all. So that's why you can see until now in Sabah they don't really see you as Chinese or Malay or Indian. Sometimes you will say that, oh, I'm Sabahan. I'm Sabahan, like right? Even the same as Sarawak. So when we go to Sarawak, also we can see same thing. So again, to answer your question, how to unite us all is, I think these are the ways, right? Go into festival, go into weddings, get to know their food, get to know the recipe, get to know the fashion as well, right? Not to be too rigid, right? Of course, we all have our own principles and all, but again, you need to also cherish other people, sure, as well.
Okay, and finally, what advice would you give to students, especially those who struggle to adjust to no culture or religious environment, especially international students?
Make friends, get to know them. Like you said, like when during festival, right, you have association, right, your student association in school, in INASIS. So conduct those things, conduct events and invite them. Ask them to come with their, like if during Merdeka, maybe ask everyone to come in their own traditional costume, right? And or maybe bring their own food and things like that. So, and make sure everybody interact. Okay, and also maybe as I said about assignments as well, to include them in, because in Malay we have this proverb, right? Tak kenal maka tak cinta. Right? When you don't know that person, you of course, how would you appreciate that person? right? If I don't know you guys as well, how would I appreciate you, right? How would I know more about you until I sit and talk to you? Like you also not talk to me, then I got to know you better. You get to know me better, and that already like reduce the gap a bit. So that is also what you need to do with other students, international, from other race, from other religion. Because as I said, in the end, the more you get to know them, other people, the more you can see, oh, we are similar. Alright? So you have to break that barrier. There are many ways to do that, especially in our campus also. We are blessed also with so many students from many countries. So try to do that. You will enjoy it, I think.
Enjoy to learn more new things.
Yes,
Because it's, even though we have same, but actually has some difference between the races.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we can learn more and more respectful.
Yeah, if I can add one more thing, when I studied overseas, right, when I was in New Zealand, of course when you go overseas, not so many Malaysian. So during Raya time or during Merdeka time, I think it was bigger than what we have in Malaysia because everyone getting together, put on their best baju kurung, baju Melayu, chongsam, sari, whatnot. Everyone comes in with food and everyone speak bahasa Malaysia, because it was susah to get everyone together only during events like that. So you can see when that happened, everybody was like so happy. So sometimes that's why I said that sometimes I think Malaysians are more unite when they are outside of Malaysia. Because it's very few of us outside, but then when you come here, like so many people already, so you don't know. So try to do that, and I'm sure like people from internationals also, they would appreciate that. They always wanted to get to know our culture also better.
Because we have the interview section and they have interviewed one international student from Africa, and he said it's very interesting to see our country because at his country they only have one race, but in Malaysia we have three main race, right, and more about the culture. So he said it's very interesting to study at here. You can see the different person, different race, different culture. So this is quite unique at here. That's all for today's podcast, and thank you, Dr. Sabrina, for sharing your insights and your experience. And the story is very helpful for us to understand how culture shock can actually bring us growth and unity.
And to our listeners, thank you for joining us at 3 Races, 1 Table. We hope today's conversation encouraged you to appreciate the beauty of diversity around you.
And don't forget to follow us and stay tuned for next meaningful conversation.
Until next time, stay curious, stay respectful, and stay connected. Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you describe us a moment when you felt this is very different from my own culture?
When we come to the attire, right, we have a traditional attire which is for boys we have to wear vesti and girls have to wear sari. So when it comes to uni, it's like different, like because when we want to wear, not we lah. When girls want to wear sari, they can't wear something like they feel difficult, something like that lah. For boys can't wear vesti.
So in my first 4 semester, I was live in SME Bank, and I think every Friday or every day, almost every day, 5 a.m. 6 a.m. like that, all the Malay students will wake up and pray for their solat. I feel very impressed for that because I can't wake up at that early for any purpose at all.
Really, when I come here in Malaysia, the first thing I was surprised it was food. Yeah, because the local food in Malaysia is totally different. In my local food in my country, that's amazing, really.
So one of the example I got is I've got an Indian friend. So it is my first time knowing that they don't consume meat. So a few they don't consume meat like beef, pork, and they go through like a vegetarian kind of fasting.
Are there any customs or daily habits that were difficult or interesting for you at first when you come to Malaysia?
Yeah, in Malaysia have a different culture. Especially like Chinese, Malay, and also Indian. In our country, totally different. Because in our country or in my country, it's only one ethical group. Yeah, that's totally different. That's very interesting. Why? Because you meet different cultures or different societies from different backgrounds, from different experience, from different knowledge. That's really I interest. Yeah.
I think about the prayers, like if Muslims they usually pray for five times, right? If like me, I will always pray like 2-3 times a day, so that's make a little bit difference. And also their festivals, for example, if Indians, there are a lot of celebrations we had like Deepavali, Thaipusam, Pongal. If in certain culture they have a little bit of festival. For example, like Chinese, they usually celebrate Chinese New Year, Cap Gomeh, like that.
Okay, so as a Muslim, I pray at 6 a.m. So sometimes when I go to the bathroom, I see like, oh, like the Chinese wake up, you guys wake up like, oh, 9 or 10, something like that. Oh, so you guys can start the day early. So it's kind of a new thing for me. So yeah.
我觉得那些马来人，对吧？然后用手抓饭吃，我感觉非常的诧异。然后因为我们那儿都用筷子嘛。
So how has interacting with students from different Malaysian ethnic groups, Malay, Chinese, Indian, changed your perspective?
From my perspective, it doesn't change any interaction between any other culture. Like because I'm one of a person who was from Chinese school, and I was, yeah, I can communicate with Malay, Indians, Chinese person, everyone lah. So for me, I felt it's like, yeah, I can interact with them without any worries or anything lah.
没有，因为我感觉这边人就是会放开的心，然后跟你讲，跟你沟通，然后非常好的去帮助你。
I think dari segi kita memahami dari segi dorang punya budaya, adat dorang, dan lagi yang paling penting dorang punya agama lah untuk kita hormati kan. So ada certain things yang kita tak boleh buat. So dari situ macam ubahlah perspektif saya untuk lebih memahami and then hormat walaupun ada perbezaan, tapi kita taklah sampai macam kenapa macam taklah argue benda tu, tapi kita lebih pada hormat lah, accept dorang punya difference.
Now we prepare a really small and quick game for Doctor. Alright. And Doctor just, we will give Doctor 2 options and Doctor just choose one. Okay. So ready? Ready. The first one will be nasi lemak or char kway teow. Nasi lemak. Second will be laksa or nasi kukus. Laksa. Third one will be roti canai or dim sum. Roti canai. And the last one will be teh tarik or syrup butter. Teh tarik. I also teh tarik. I'm true Malaysian one. That's all. Boleh pandai lagi.